Welcome back to the show. Now we get to talk to our modern day medicine woman, Dot Claire, and she is amazing. I was talking a little bit about you earlier in the show and about how there are so few sacred ceremony books or anything out there that we can use to open a meeting or have an event or whatever it is. So I really am excited about bringing you onto the show because it's a new perspective and a place that we can go to really change the way we do business. So Dot, tell us about what you brought. I love that thing with the turtle shell. That's amazing.
Well, the turtle shell, what I generally do with this turtle shell is I clear people's energy, and I clear the energy of a room. And so the rattling helps to shift the energy, and my intention is usually to clear out anything negative so that they can be present for the event.
Nice.
And so then after I do that, I frequently use an essential oil or I use a bell. And that sounding sends a message out into the universe. So I always have an intention.
I've heard of saging, right? Using sage to clear a room. Is it the same idea?
Well, the saging would be similar, but it's using the energy of air. This is using the energy of earth. With the sage, I usually use that for purification. So it's after, I've done some clearing that I use the sage to purify afterwards. But it really is about the space to raise our vibration so that we are more open and receptive to opportunities.
Okay, so raising our vibration, and that's like, is that like frequency? Is vibration and frequency the same thing?
Yes, in fact, it can be measured in what one calls megahertz.
Megahertz, okay.
A healthy body is 65 megahertz. And when disease starts to show up in our body, it starts at 55. And so when people are depressed or they're stuck in old grief or divorce, whatever the messiness of the story that they're stuck in, their vibration lowers. So fear is a pretty low vibration. And so helping people to move from fear into opportunity or fear into love, we want to raise that vibration. And I just happen to have a lot of tools in my medicine bag to be able to do that.
That's brilliant. So raising the vibration, is there a way, now that you've talked about the frequency and the vibration, I'm like, is there a way to measure that, like technically or scientifically measure the frequency of the body?
I use dowsing rods. And so these dowsing rods were made originally to find water. What I wanted to do right now with us is, both of you and myself, just think no or a negative thought.
Can our audience participate
Oh,
in this?
yes, it would be great to have the audience do that. So just kind of tune into yourself, take a deep breath, and think, I don't want to do this. No, this isn't okay. Whatever it is, just say the word no. And what happens is the rods cross. Now think of something that feels really good, that you absolutely love. So something that brings you great joy. And they opened all the way up.
Wow, those are like magic.
So they're really fun, and it really helps, for even the audience to be able to have a visual for what happens when we go around with negative thoughts. And so clearing our mind of the thoughts that pull us down, like I can't do this, or I don't know how, or whatever the thought is, that we lift ourselves up by shifting that thought. And so sometimes what I do is use the rattle to help shift that thought. Clearing space has a way of uplifting our spirits so that it mirrors who we are or who we want to be. I'm a change agent, and many of us are resistant to change. So many of us have a dream. It may be in the wealth area, it may be in our careers, it may be in our relationships. And so what is that dream? What is that dream that you have? Well, my clients have really been stuck in their lack of wealth or prosperity, and by clearing their space with the intention, they have moved forward and completed more of the past so they can receive that which they desire. Because at a cellular level, we hold on to a lot of old stuff from the past. So changing patterns starts there. So with the intuitive healing, that was able to change some of the patterns, but sacred ceremony was a huge piece that actually, coming together as a group, there was a witness. It was a witness for where we've been and where we want to be.
Right.
And magic happens in a community. It just exponentially raises the vibration. And so the experience and transformation is much deeper. And now you can do sacred ceremony by yourself. I do a lot of that. And I do help people to create their own little ceremonies.
That's
and one of the things that I would probably say first is, get a candle, light a candle, write your intention, and then
great.
chant or say a prayer 9 times. And for 9 days. So
That's the hard part.
is remembering to do the 9 days, and actually I would say 27 days, but
Oh my
to get
gosh.
people to remember. So it's mostly every time you see the candle and the written intention that you say the prayer
I
for
love
what
it.
you intend.
And I know that you have a class, because I've been in your class, and we get to do sacred ceremony in every class. It's absolutely amazing. And then we get to journal. And I've had some phenomenal things come out of that sacred ceremony. And I know you have a gift for us today, right? For our audience?
Well, I do. And that gift is my ebook, which is Navigating Change with Ease. And the ebook is the beginning step to doing my teleconference calls. And so when you read the book, you will hear the 9 pillars to manifesting change. I share 3 of those pillars in my first class, which is 4 segments. And so the idea is that it kind of jumpstarts movement. So when you jumpstart movement, then you're able to begin to take some action. Start clearing out your bedroom. The bedroom is where you spend 8 hours at least a day. You spend more time in that room than any other room in the house. And if it's filled with clutter or it's messy, that's the message you've got of stuck energy.
Great tip.
Interesting.
That's a great tip, and I have some work to do. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today, Dot. It's just been really wonderful hearing about sacred ceremony and the tools and the dowsing rods and the rattle and all the difference that you can make with your essential oils. And you certainly do have a lot of tools in your modern day medicine bag, and I'm